chase. Caitlin Clark is a walking, dribbling, Logo 3 launching economic stimulus package. In 2024 alone, she injected $36 million into Indianapolis just by existing as a rookie. That's enough to buy approximately 461,538 pairs of her own Nike sneakers, which, by the way, she's selling faster than Taylor Swift tickets. But here's the kicker. While cities and brands cash in, Clark's WNBA paycheck for 2025 is a hilariously modest $78,066. Let that sink in.
To be like another version of Taylor Swift, like in a female sporting category, to know that she only made $78,000 is like, what?
So what's the deal? Why is the league allergic to paying its golden goose what she's actually worth? Spoiler, it's not just about Clark. This is a full-blown systemic meltdown, one that's got agents, players, and even economists side-eyeing the WNBA like it's a toddler trying to negotiate a corporate merger.
But now their salaries are getting exposed, and to know that Caitlin Clark, the #1 drafted player who quite literally was responsible for making the WNBA great again.
But before we jump in, take a quick second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By joining our crew, you'll always be in the loop with the latest WNBA updates, expert takes, and deep dives. Let's start with the jaw-dropping math. Clark's rookie contract, a 4-year, $338,056 deal. For comparison, that's roughly what one courtside seat at a Fever game costs for the season. Meanwhile, her gravitational pull on the league's wallet is cartoonish. The 2024 regular season became the most watched in 24 years, with ESPN viewership skyrocketing to 1.2 million average viewers, up from 394,000 in 2023. Fever attendance exploded by 319%, and opponents started selling out arenas just to watch her warm up. But here's the twist. While Clark's bank account gets a glow up from her $11 million in endorsements, thanks Nike and Gatorade, the WNBA itself is still stuck in the Stone Age. The league's salary cap for an entire team is $1.46 million, less than what Clark's Nike deal pays her in 4 months. Let's not even talk about the NBA, where stars like LeBron James make more in one game than Clark's entire team combined. Enter Erin Kane, the sharp-tongued agent repping Clark, Nafisa Collier, the Lynx' 2024 Defensive Player of the Year, and Arike Ogunbowale, the Wings' human highlight reel. Kane isn't here for your baby steps narrative. When asked if Clark will ever be paid her true worth by the WNBA, she hit back, "I don't think that's possible." But wait, it's not just about Caitlin. Kane's rant cuts deeper. She's part of a larger body. They all need to be paid more. Translation, the WNBA's entire pay structure is a Jenga tower waiting to collapse. The league's supermax salary, $241,984.
Caitlin Clark's growing influence in the WNBA is undeniable, but her salary remains a major topic of debate. WNBA's current salary structure, Clark is set to earn just over $78,000 in 2025. This stark contrast has reignited discussions about player compensation. WNBA stars like Clark rely heavily on endorsement deals to supplement their income. Brands recognize her marketability, leading to lucrative sponsorships.
Wilson, the Aces' 2-time MVP and the league's other cash cow. Or keep pretending players should be grateful for health insurance? Here's the bottom line. Caitlin Clark isn't asking for a private jet. She's asking for a percentage.
This time, the complaints are coming from someone who is actually being underpaid. Hell, underpaid is an understatement. She is severely underpaid.
And if the WNBA keeps nickel and diming its stars, it won't just lose Clark, it'll lose the plot. Now let's talk about the WNBA's most awkward secret. Its media deals are stuck in the dial-up era. While the NBA rakes in $24 billion from TV rights, the WNBA's entire media package is worth roughly $60 million annually. That's less than what ESPN pays for Monday Night Football highlights. But here's where it gets spicy. Caitlin Clark's 2024 season alone boosted ESPN's WNBA ratings by 205%. Networks are suddenly scrambling to air Fever games like they're the Super Bowl, yet the league's media revenue hasn't budged. Why? Because the WNBA's current deal runs through 2025, locking them into peanuts while Clark turns every game into a viral moment. Rumor has it the 2026 renegotiation could net $200 to $300 million yearly, enough to triple salaries overnight. But until then, the league's hands are tied and players are left glaring at the calendar like it's a countdown to the apocalypse. While we're hyperventilating over Clark and Wilson, let's shout out the underdogs, like Sophie Cunningham, the Mercury's three-point mercenary. In 2024, she dropped 42% from beyond the arc while earning $92,000. That's $2,190 per made three-pointer. Meanwhile, NBA benchwarmers like Duncan Robinson make $18 million for the same job. Cunningham's not alone. Over half the WNBA earns below $100,000, forcing players to grind overseas in the offseason. But here's the kicker. Cunningham's social media clout, 1.2 million followers, arguably makes her more marketable than some NBA role players. Yet brands still lowball her with exposure deals. The takeaway? The WNBA's pay crisis isn't just about superstars. It's a full-scale revolt waiting to happen from the middle class. Imagine being 6 feet 5 inches Angel Wilson, fresh off dropping 30 points, squeezing into a middle seat on Delta. That's the WNBA's actual travel policy. While NBA teams zip around in private jets, WNBA squads fly commercial, complete with TSA pat-downs and $12 airport sandwiches. In 2024, the league finally allowed charter flights for the playoffs, but players want it year-round. The cost? $25 million annually. Here's the irony. The WNBA spends more on marketing gimmicks, looking at you, Commissioner's Cup, than it would on charter flights. Prioritizing confetti cannons over basic dignity? Bold strategy, Cotton. While the WNBA pinches pennies, overseas leagues are swiping their stars with Brinks trucks. Case in point, Diana Taurasi, the GOAT, pockets $1.5 million playing in Russia during the offseason, 6 times her WNBA salary. Even rookies like Aaliyah Boston can double their income in China or Turkey. But here's the rub. Overseas grinding means shorter careers. Players burn out by 35, while NBA legends like LeBron are still dunking at 40. The WNBA's response? A collective shrug. Maybe don't go to Siberia every winter? Cool. Totally sustainable. Merch sales exploded in 2024. Clark's jersey outsold every NBA rookie except Wembanyama.
One of the most electrifying rookies in recent years, Clark has already transformed the Indiana Fever into a top attraction, drawing massive viewership, increasing ticket sales, and boosting merchandise revenue.
But where's that cash going? The WNBA's revenue-sharing model is murkier than a TikTok conspiracy theory. Players get roughly 50% of league revenue compared to the NBA's 50%. But here's the catch. The WNBA's revenue math excludes key streams like sponsorships and expansion fees. So when the league adds a new team,
but the league's restrictive salary cap continues to limit direct earnings from basketball. Amid this conversation, the Indiana Fever are making strategic moves to build a championship-caliber team.
Looking at you, Toronto, the $50 million expansion fee vanishes into a black hole instead of boosting salaries. It's like splitting a pizza, but only counting the cheese as real pizza. WNBA fandom is a cult. Fever fans buy $200 tickets to watch Clark warm up, while Aces fans get face tattoos of A'ja Wilson. Yet league merch is comically overpriced. $90 for a jersey that costs $3 to make. Why? Because the WNBA still acts like a niche product instead of the cultural juggernaut it's becoming. Meanwhile, players hustle to sell their own merch via Instagram, cutting out the league's crusty middlemen. The lesson? If the WNBA won't monetize fandom properly, the players will. In 2024, the WNBA announced its 14th team, Toronto.
Headline at ESPN. Caitlin Clark's agent claims that she and other WNBA players are underpaid.
Because adults deserve legroom. A revenue-sharing model that doesn't play hide-and-seek with profits. But if the WNBA lowballs its stars, say hello to a player exodus. Clark and Wilson could become player owners in Unrivaled. Stewart might retire to sell avant-garde sweaters. And the league? It'll be remembered as the blockbuster of sports, a relic that refused to adapt. So grab your popcorn. The WNBA's future hinges on one question: do they want stars or souvenirs? And that's the T. Now I want to hear from you. Should Caitlin Clark bail on the WNBA if they don't triple her salary by 2025? Or is loyalty worth a pay cut? Would you rather play in the WNBA for exposure or take unrivaled $220,000 plus equity? Is the league's biggest problem greedy owners or outdated media deals? Spill your hottest takes in the comments. I'll be lurking. And if you're vibing with these unfiltered breakdowns, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell. We've got more WNBA chaos coming your way, and you won't want to miss the 2025 CBA meltdown. Catch y'all in the next one.